Hello everyone, in this video I'll be talking about the Nissan Pulsar ET. I have one of these as my first car, which I'll get to a little later in the video, but first here's some background on the Pulsar ET. The ET Turbo was built between 1984 and 1987. It was one of the first turbocharged passenger cars available in Australia. It was based on the N12 Pulsar platform and featured a 1.5 litre 8-valve turbo engine that produced about 100 horsepower. The car itself was largely a continuation from the Nissan ET Turbo, which was really just built on the same platform with the same motor, but obviously the Pulsar went to 4 doors as opposed to the Nissan's 2. Around the early 80s, turbocharging was really in its infancy in Australia. Nissan had built a few turbocharged cars prior to the Pulsar ET, with the most recent being the FJ20 powered R30 Skyline RSX. However, these were only available in Japan. In terms of the Australian market, Mitsubishi had come out with the front-wheel drive Cordia and the rear-wheel drive Starion. Ford had a small effort with the KB Laser, and Daihatsu had the G11 Charade Turbo, although featuring a 3-cylinder blow-through carby setup. Nissan Australia marketed the ET Pulsar with the slogan, "Come alive, come and drive." Here's the original ad from 1984.
Come alive! Nissan invite you to step into tomorrow, now. Introducing new Nissan Pulsar ET Turbo, Australia's first affordable high-performance 5-door. Come alive! Pulsar, refined, defined, fuel-injected and turbocharged. Nissan Pulsar ET Turbo. It has the life. Come on now, come in drive, Nissan.
To further market the ET Pulsar, Nissan Australia set up a one-make series known as the Super 100. Featured largely stock ET Pulsars. Some of the drivers were Niki Lauda, Keke Rosberg, Alan Grice, Glenn Seaton, Dick Johnson and John Bowe.
Different lines as they come round this totally altered circuit here at Calder.
That's the big alteration right there. It's a new series of S's instead of the big sweep out of the end of the back straight.
Looks someone there really going across the gravel, and the cars have gone off left, right and centre behind. There's been a spin.
Rosberg's in front, Keke Rosberg.
And there's a nice little touch world champion a couple of years ago.
Will he be there at the finish?
Who's that going? Someone taking a...
The pack, couple of cars are off on the infield.
A little bit really getting back and see the damage done.
Alan Grice, you wouldn't believe it, would you?
Yes, you would.
Tyler, look at Lauda.
Lauda's moving right up now. Rosberg's in danger here. Richards gives him a little push to remind him that he's close. And if he can just get the right line, Richards with his... Richards
in an unenviable position here because trying to beat in the sandwich is Lauda.
Literally, Lauda's
Lauda said, I don't like you in front of me, get out of the way. And he gave him a very discreet Austrian push.
So it's internationals, 1, 2, 3. Somebody's taking
expressions when he turret tested the 10 Turbo on the reverse camber approach to the bowl. Bond had taken the series lead with consistency. Glenn Seaton was the first casualty when he rode his car into an earth bank, and one Nissan was missing from the field. It was a day of drama for the one-make series. Richards took in front to the Dunlop loop. Oh, there's number 3 upside down, and that is Peter McKay, but he is... Oh, no, it's all happening. John Bowe goes out as a result of it. Is that Gary Rogers?
Gary Rogers, rather, yeah.
Go. John Bowe. He kissed goodbye to $25,000 after that little exercise. And Carla Bernard.
The Grand Prix program today, the Nissan Super Challenge.
It didn't take long for people to start modifying the ET, with turbo technology improving throughout the 90s, upgraded turbos, aftermarket ECUs and intercoolers with some common upgrades. By the 2000s there were some very quick examples. This was my first car, which was an 85 model. It had a JDM engine with a Microtech MT8, high-flow T2 turbo, front-mount intercooler and a reground cam. Made about 116 kilowatts of the wheels, or 155 horsepower. It was good enough for a 14.6 at 99 mile an hour, which by today's standard is not too quick, but back in the day wasn't too bad. After I sold my first ET, I still had a bunch of parts laying around, so I bought another ET. It was a small project. This one was an 87 model. I sold the car a few months later once I'd finished fixing a few issues and swapping the parts over. Here's a few of my favourite builds, starting off with Geordie Oxley's Burgundy example. This is a really well thought out, clean build, and followed on from his earlier blue ET Pulsar, which had the number plate's big PSI. Anestis Tiger Mica ET ran into the low 12s and put down 224 kilowatts or 300 horsepower at the wheels. In the early 2000s, this was one of the fastest ET Pulsars in Australia. Dan Murphy's ET Pulsar ran into the mid-11s back in 2003. Built by MRD Performance and largely set up for the quarter mile, it was probably the most extreme ET Pulsar of that era. And to finish off, here's a few of my favourite ET photos.